We're live. It's Wednesday. It is September 2nd. It's raining outside. So what we have done is we have moved this entire operation indoors. I am in BB, our younger daughter. I'm in her bedroom right now. She has been banished to the living room. We're going to play some songs. We'll talk about things. It will be odd not to have ambient noise, in my opinion. But there might be some noise in the background. There might be a dog, or children, or a spouse, or just general clatter associated with the fact that this is a house and people live here and work here. I feel a little bit odd, I have to tell you. Hey, Larry Looney. I feel a little bit odd doing this from indoors. But I think we're going to be okay. What I am going to do right now is share this stream. And what I would ask you to do is there are three possible, let me close some windows here, courses of action for you. Course of action number one is just simply if you are here, if you're watching, if you're listening, just drop a hello in the comments. Just say hi. That helps for whatever reason with Facebook. That helps Facebook push it up to into people's timelines if you're engaging with the stream. So that's thing one. Thing number two, if you are particularly exuberant about the music that I play and these songs that I sing, it's Dan Jason and Genesis. Wow. Eric, hi. Nice to see you. If you're particularly enthusiastic about me as a person, as a songwriter, as a singer of songs, then what you can do is share this stream with your friend. Hey, Ann. And maybe one of your friends will be like, you know what? That guy with the hat and the acid-washed Levi's pearl snap shirt, he's not bad. He's not bad. So you could do that. And if you really enjoy the show, toward the end, you can drop a tip in the tip jar. That's also totally acceptable, but not required by any means. I'm not sure if it's raining at this exact moment, but it's raining on and off. Hey, Jim Carroll. Which will lead me to probably play certain kinds of songs today that are maybe a little bit quieter. We'll see. If you have a request for even a rowdy song, drop it in the comments. I'm going to try to satisfy one of my backlog of requests today. I have no idea how it's going to go. Larry, you have asked me to learn a Chris Gantry song called Dad, I Never Saw You Cry. I'm not going to play that this week. I suspect I will play it next week. It was, hey Adam, hello, my brother. So that Chris Gantry song, Larry, surprisingly complex. Like lots of chords that aren't in places where you expect to see chords in folk songs. So it's taken me a little while to learn it. And I'm not quite there yet. But it is a really cool song, and there's some really nifty words, and And I get the sense, though I haven't done a whole lot of research, that Chris Gantry has probably a pretty interesting story. All right, we're going to start with Everywhere But Here. It was a rainy night in April, end of our crazy run. We fought about the weather and made love when we were done. You said goodbye, I'll miss you. I said I'll miss you too. Don't know if I believed it, but it felt like it was true. And then you kissed me like you'd never done before. Yeah, parting such sweet sorrow. You walked out my door. And I loved you in Montana and in San Diego, from Tacoma to Topeka, on up to Orono. Well, I loved you in your letters, and with the phone pressed to my ear, I loved you everywhere but here. And now and then you'd call me from a million miles away and say you wished we were together. And I thought my heart would break, but it never came to nothing. That busted love we shared, we'd have found a way to argue about the color of the air. And so we wandered through our separate lives. Hey, you know, love is a smoke made with the fumes of sighs. And I loved you in Montana and in San Diego, from Tacoma to Topeka, on up to Orono. Well, I loved you in your letters, and with the phone pressed to my ear, I loved you everywhere but here. Like a picture painted by Seurat. Yeah, we were perfect from a distance, but a tempest closer we got. And I loved you in Montana and in San Diego, from Tacoma to Topeka, on up to Orono. I loved you in your letters, and with the phone pressed to my ear, I love you everywhere but here. Yes, I love you everywhere but here. So that song is called Everywhere But Here. It is track 2 on my first record, Great Northern. Let's just take a quick look at some of these comments. Chris Gantry, most of the songs on that first album are surprisingly complex. I believe it. I listened to a few of them. I really focused on that one. Adam Dawson requests Sabotage by the Beastie Boys. That song is an absolute banger, as the kids say. Maybe I can learn that, Adam. Maybe I can learn that. I mean, we'll see. Let's see. Everywhere But Here. That's what your daughter said when you confiscated her room. That's kind of close to what she said. The girls went in for physicals this morning. BB, whose room I'm in, got 4 shots. 4 shots? That's a lot of shots. So she's being an incredibly good sport in a bunch of different ways today. Let's see. We've got Ruth Purvis-Smith probably checking in from Canada, which is good because nobody wants any part of these United States right now. Perhaps there are some people that want a part of it, but not me. Well, yes, I do. Whatever. See, the cool thing about this being live is that sometimes if I go off on a tangent and say things that perhaps I might regret, it's going to be documented for posterity. So, I just said something, about politics, and I tend not to talk politics during my shows. Those of you who know me kind of well know that I talk about politics otherwise quite a bit. But in fact, other than music, I maybe have talked more politics in my life than anything else. All right. We're on Wednesday. We're at Wednesday. It's noon. It's September. That's what the calendar says. We all know it's actually still March, don't we? Somebody really wise recently just described this as a gap year for all of us. I think that's fair. I think that's right. So I might focus on more quiet songs just because it's a little bit rainy. It's just kind of one of those rainy days, we'll see. Maybe if the spirit moves me, I'll perhaps get a little bit more exuberant. It's 12:12 Central. It is 1:12 on the East Coast. This song is called Anika. If I had a wooden leg, you'd steal it and leave me stuck up in a hayloft all alone. If I were Heathcliff, you'd forsake me and then haunt me as a ghost when you were gone. I must have had it coming, I can't for sure say how. It's strange I have this stubborn wish you were right here with me now. And I have fault lines etched across my heart like the cracked up perfect patchwork of the Mona Lisa. And the deepest cut of all belongs to you. Yes, it all began with you, sweet Anika. Sweet Anika. If I were Jake, you'd be Lady Brett. Your ways would leave me desperate and beguiled. If I were Earth, you'd be the temptress moon, sending light across 250,000 miles. I guess I fall in love too easy, and I move on too slow. Some broken things just stay broke. Yeah, that's the way it goes. I have fault lines etched across my heart, like the cracked up perfect patchwork of the Mona Lisa. And the deepest cut of all belongs to you. Yes, it all began with you, sweet Anika. Oh, sweet Anika. So that song is called Anika. That is the last song on side one, sort of my most recent full-length record, Tex. Yeah, so another kind of rainy day song for us today on this trying to be rainy Wednesday. Rain's a little stubborn. Supposedly we're going to get some more rain over the next few days, but we'll see. We could use it here in Austin. What else do I have to talk to you about? Well, I am what I'm reading. What did I finish? I finished True Grit, that Charles Portis book. It's wonderful. I was turned on to that by Donna Tartt, who's one of my very, very favorite authors. Charles Portis I've loved for a long time, but I didn't know that song all that well, or that book all that well. I have a lot of stuff in my head right now, like the fact that I need to lean over right now and grab a pick from my case, and there's really no cool way to do that, is there? There's no way to just kind of look cool. It's like taking off your socks. It's impossible to look cool taking off your socks. So, and some of you might be like, well, Terry, you don't seem like somebody who would care about looking cool. I do. This is a thing that has been an obsession of mine, looking cool since I saw Saturday Night Fever as a very small person. So True Grit, finished that. Right now I am reading for the first time Macbeth. I've done Hamlet, Othello, Romeo and Juliet, King Lear, but I've never read Macbeth. So I'm reading Macbeth right now. Getting into the rhythm of reading Shakespeare is really hard, because, it kind of reminds me of listening to an Adam Carroll song, interestingly enough, because what you see is like, all right, these are all words that I know, or if not, they're kind of like archaic versions of words that I know, and you just look them up and it's like, oh, it's that word. But he arranges them in such a way that just like, I would never have thought to arrange it that way, but it's perfect. So that's Macbeth. I've continued listening to a tremendous amount of Joni Mitchell, Hejira era 76 to 80, which turned me on to a documentary that I watched last night and this morning about Jaco Pastorius. I think the film is just called Jaco. And I can't commend that to y'all enough. It's on Hulu. You can check it out. It's streaming for free. I'm a little shaky even thinking about it because it's so. He was such an incredible talent. I'm gonna play Watchmen now. Any requests you got, drop them in the comments. Maybe after I play this one, I'll try to hack my way through a song that Ali Van Cleef requested a couple weeks ago. But this is called Watchmen. Well, I stand on a battered limestone wall, trying to keep a grip on my nerves. I've been up here long as I can recall, forsaken by the masters I still serve. On my best days, I remain unsure that I can be a watchman anymore. This cold wind is too bitter for me, cuts through my coat and straight into my bones. I stare out at the wild and angry sea and shift my way to top these ancient stones. I'm weary of this unforgiving show, and I can't be a watchman anymore. Won't keep these torch fires burning and try to stay awake, but this outpost ain't my prison, and to die here ain't my fate. It was a just and worthy cause, but I have to say that I have had my fill. So I'm handing off these burdens I have borne, and I won't be a watchman. No, I won't be a watchman. No, I won't be a watchman anymore. Well, that song is called Watchmen. Let's see here. A couple comments I want to read. So Elliot Bronson is going to be doing some Joni Mitchell songs tonight. That'll be cool. My mom tells me to enjoy the rain. She means that she's not being mean or braggy because she lives in Southern California. She's just telling me to enjoy the rain because she cares about me. Adam Dawson requests 60 and a 75. I don't know about that. Maybe we'll do a weird version of that. What I'm gonna try to do now is a Walt Wilkins song. Ali Van Cleef requested it a couple weeks ago when I was out in California, and I know the song. I know pretty well, and one of the videos up on YouTube is actually of Walt playing that song sitting next to me at New World Deli as part of my monthly residency there. But, you know, so the name of this song is Ruby's Two Sad Daughters. Pat Green cut it on a record in the early 2000s. It's an incredible song. What's incredibly challenging about it is that Walt phrases things in a way that only Walt can phrase it. So he sings it in a way that only Walt can sing it. So it's challenging. I don't know if I'm going to do it justice, but I'm going to try. All right, this is my attempt at Ruby's Two Sad Daughters. When the sun's light hits it right on its way down, it was the prettiest thing in our little town. We'd all steal a glance at the plastic frame, the cracked glass that held the picture of Ruby's two sad daughters. Last milk closed when I was 9. Daddy left and Mama cried again. And I spent my nights cleaning Ruby's floors. Just another cafe on a windswept highway. The farmer's bitch, there weren't no good football anymore. In this land that knows no laughter, in this land that holds no water, we were all in love with Ruby's two sad daughters. One went way out west, one went way wrong. One left at 17, the other couldn't last that long. Neither went anywhere with me, not to the games or to the Dairy Queen. Both split with the first boy that lied sweet and looked vaguely mean. In this land that knows no laughter, in this land that holds no water, we were all in love with Ruby's two sad daughters. Why so pretty and forlorn? Why so permanently blue? I guess ours wasn't much of a kingdom to rule. Now when the sun's light hits it right on its way down, it's still the prettiest thing in this little town. Every hour I stare or glance over at the plastic frame, but I fix the glass that holds the picture of Ruby's two sad daughters. Why did hope leave town with Ruby's two sad daughters? That wasn't bad, I guess, right? I mean, one of my favorite things that Walt said to me once after I went to a show of his is he said, nobody got hurt. So you've probably heard me say that before. It is just about exactly the bottom of the hour on September 2nd. Of 2020. our gap year. Today is my niece's birthday. Lucy, my brother's daughter. She is 7 today. So happy. Allie, you're here. I'm so glad you saw that. Oh, it's just nice. Makes me happy. So it's Lucy's birthday. She's 7. She is a character. And my 2 daughters, Zoe, who just turned 16 this past weekend, and BB, whose room I'm in, who's 12, they FaceTime together and hang out and seem to have a particularly rollicking good time. I am not invited to such things. What else do I have to talk to y'all about? I don't know. If there's something you can ask for songs, but if there's something you'd like my thoughts on, you can drop that in the comments too, and perhaps I'll just answer your question as to, what's my favorite Beatles record. I think that would be Rubber Soul. But I don't know. Or you can ask sort of interesting questions like, what was the make and model of your first car? What is your mother's maiden name? You could get little hints that way, and then you could check on my bank account. You don't want to see my bank account. Adam requested this song, and it feels like a little bit too up for today, weirdly. But I'm going to see what I can do with it. I'm going to mess around with this song. This song is called 60 and a 75. It'll be on my next record, if there is a next record, if such a thing ever gets made. Well, last night's show had an itch in my throat. I woke up this morning, it was gone. Black coffee breakfast, not a cloud in the sky. Feeling shaky, edgy, all kinds of wrong. Played brunch at Charlie's in the LED glare. Started feeling kinda dizzy in my high top chair. But finished the set, packed up my car, started driving back to Austin. Hope I get that far. I'm doing 60 and a 75, having a panic attack. I just got flipped off and passed by a grandma in a Cadillac. Yeah, tunnel vision, cold sweat, could be a stroke. If I took a sip of water, man, I'd probably choke. I guess I'm in the market for an SSRI, doing 60 and a 75. I think of pulling off, maybe making a call. Don't know the who or what the hell I would say. Maybe try to sing a little, might calm me down. Sorta better, not bad, okay. By the time I hit the brazzers, things are evening out. I try to listen to some music, but it's twist and shout. That's a little too much, and the sun's in my eyes, so I skip it, and the next one's waiting round to die. I'm doing 60 and a 75, having a panic attack. I just got flipped off and passed by a grandma in a Cadillac. Yeah, tunnel vision, cold sweat, could be a stroke. stroke. If I took a sip of water, man, I'd probably choke. I guess I'm in the market for an SSRI, doing 60 and a 75. I guess I'm in the market for an SSRI, doing 60 and a 75. Well, that song is called 60 and a 75. Allie, is Walt going to produce my next record? I don't think so. I don't think so. We've done two really great records. I think just that I'm so incredibly proud of. I'm going to try something I think a little bit different with the next one. I suspect that Walt and I are going to work together again at some point. I just love him so much as a person. I love working with him and with Ron Flint so much. It'll happen again. I'm just not, I'm not sure what's going to happen, when. Some questions have popped up in the comments. Kate Howard asks, how many hats do I have? How many of them are of the cowboy variety? So, there are a lot of like baseball caps hanging around. Just a lot of random ones picked up along the way. The one that I wear now to cover up my incredibly absurd pandemic hair is usually a University of Michigan hat. I believe I have 4 cowboy hats. I have 2 of this Stetson Spartan straw one. I have 2 of them because one of them didn't fit. And this one does fit, though sometimes my head gets a little bit big. Literally, I don't know why. Perhaps it's some really dreadful medical condition. These are the things that I think about. I also have 2 open roads. They are both size 7, and for whatever reason, one of them doesn't fit at all. And so I went to a really awesome... what is the name of that? There's a hat store in Fredericksburg, Texas. Something hats. I can't remember what it's called. It's right on the main street, and I just drove past it. But I picked up another one there, another open road, and so I've got 2 open roads and 2 of these Spartan straw doodads, and that's about the extent of my hat collection. I used to have a bunch of winter hats, Kate. Because keeping your ears warm in the Northeast is just a total utter battle of just messy, disgusting attrition. So I used to have some winter hats, and I probably still have. It's probably in the pocket of a winter coat that I haven't put on in a very long time. That's a possibility. Eric Meyernick from the Netherlands, y'all. He has a question. He asks, songs like Oklahoma seem to be or are intensely personal songs about family and grief. How hard are these songs to write and sing for you? Are there topics you feel comfortable or uncomfortable by? Well, that's a really good question. I gave on Sunday a sermon. I've married people, and I've given a sermon. So I gave a sermon, and it was about the process whereby songs kind of started finding me. And one of the songs I played earlier, Eric, was Watchmen, which I wrote and started writing it in March of 2015, and it was a long process to getting it to what you hear now. But even when it was reasonably complete, I wouldn't play it for anybody. I wouldn't play it at open mics or anything like that because it felt too intensely personal. I played it for the first time for people at a workshop, a songwriting retreat at Kevin Welsh's house in Wimberley, which was the weekend I met Walt Wilkins. I played it for him. There was a little concert at the end of the weekend at Kevin's house where we got up and played some songs, and I played Watchmen, and people responded to it in just this incredible way that I was unfamiliar with. And what I learned from that, and what I learned subsequently more, and what really got drilled into my head, is that those intensely personal songs, those topics where you feel uncomfortable, that make you uncomfortable, are the sources of that spring from vulnerability. Well, that's how people connect with your music. That's how people connect with my music. It's how I hope that if they're listening with a friend or a loved one, how they connect with each other. There's a TED Talk that has like a gazillion views by Brene Brown about vulnerability and how it is the source of meaningful emotional connection in our lives. And that is something that TED Talk, actually, I think Mary Gaucher turned me onto that. But I've internalized that. So the more uncomfortable a song makes me, it's almost like the more I like to play it. So it's 12:40. Let's see here. You mentioned Oklahoma, Eric. I think I'll just play that. All right. I'm going to have to tune for a second here. While I do that, what would be really cool, y'all, is if you could jump over to YouTube at some point and subscribe to my channel over there. I'm trying to kind of build up a little bit more of a presence on YouTube, and I'll continue doing these streams on Facebook, but I'd love to kind of make my life more kind of YouTube centered. So if you can jump over to that channel and subscribe, there's a link there's a link in the post that I put up this morning about the fact that I was doing this stream. The California song, Salinas. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that next. My mom, who's on my stepfather's account watching, she asked for a song, so I'll play that one. Might be a little too exuberant for the day, but again, maybe we'll sadden it down in a sense. This is Oklahoma. Eric Meyernick mentioned it, and so I'm gonna play it. Buy a 6-pack of beer east of Chakota at a truck stop, and I get back onto the road. I drink one after the next, and I admire that prairie sunset, and I hope I-40 carries me back home. My sister said that Dad could use a visit. I said I don't know what good that would do. See, I've been drinking and depressed and kinda useless. She said it might not be a bad thing for you too. So I'm driving across Oklahoma, doing all I can to stand on my own leg. I should have turned around back in Arkansas, but I got my mother's blood in my veins. I'm in a cold sweat west of Okema. I wish my racing heart would just give it a rest. I think of pulling off, picking up a half pint of Smirnoff, but I hear my mother's sweet voice in my head. She said, I need you to try and be there for your daddy. I know it's hard for you, just do the best you can. But she was gone just a few short hours later. And Dad refused to let go of her hand. So I'm driving across Oklahoma. They're doing all I can to stand my own leg. Should have turned around back in Arkansas, but I got my mother's blood in my veins. Oh, oh, it'll be my first time at the house since the reception. Well, I've been saying it's tough for me to get away, and now facing down the dear departed memories. And my daddy's grief might be more than I can take, but I'm driving across Oklahoma, doing all I can to stand my own leg. I should have turned around back in Arkansas, but I got my mother's blood in my veins. That song is called Oklahoma. It is on my most recent full-length records. Tex is the name of that. And let's see here. I got a request from my mom for a song I wrote while I was on, or not well, but that grew out of a tour that I was on. That I did in California with my dear friend Jordy Bizon. And we were driving through the Salinas Valley, and we passed this truck that was full of the ripest, most beautiful red bell peppers I had ever seen in my life. Let's see. So this song came out of it. I just am looking at a couple of comments. The signal is a little hot. I'm noticing that, so I'm going to dial it back just like a notch here. Ramsey Rodriguez, my dear friend in Nashville, knows that the sound is a little better over on YouTube. Maybe that's another reason for you to go over to YouTube and experience this stream over there. Allie's heading out. Allie, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for inspiring me to really dig into Ruby's Two Sad Daughters. It's an amazing song. The song is called Salinas. It's not on a record yet. Well, I once knew a woman in Salinas, so fine, like a ripe bell pepper in a pepper patch. She's sometimes on my mind. In this rusted old grain truck to Monterey I ride. In the cannery I work. In the cannery I'll die. Sweet Eliza on Friday, sweet Jane on Saturday. They give me some of their loving. I give them most of my pay. Oh. Came to this valley with a Joseph Sinclair Hicks. He said there weren't one problem us workers had that a union would not fix. One night up in Gilroy, they laid Big Joseph low. Say they caught him in the stable with the foreman's wife, but that don't sound like Joe. Sweet Eliza on Friday, sweet Jane on Saturday. They give me some of their loving. I give them most of my pay. Oh. Done with the good Lord, and I hope you understand. You see, the homestead back in Goodwell is under half a foot of sand. Sweet Eliza on Friday, sweet Jane on Saturday. They give me some of their loving. I give them most of my pay. Sweet Eliza on Friday, sweet Jane on Saturday. They give me some of their loving. I give them most of my pay. I once knew a woman in Salinas. That song is called Salinas. It's not on a record yet, but it's threatening to be on one. I think we have time for one more tune, and I think I am gonna play "Does the Fish Feel the Knife," which I recorded with Brian Brinkerhoff and Frank Swart over out at Need to Know Music in Santa Cruz, California. We recorded it and we put it on vinyl, Gold Rush Vinyl here in Austin. Manufactured the vinyl records for us, a very limited run. I have signed copies. Signed numbered copies, and I'd love to send you one if you go over to my store, terrykleinmusic.com/store. Order one, and I will mail one to you. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Thank you all so much. I've been writing up quite a bit over the last couple of weeks. Really focused on a couple songs. I don't know if either of them will see the light of day. I might drag one of them out if I can finish the darn thing next week. We'll see. Next week we're going to be like in the heart of September by next week. It'll be September 9th. That's just silly. That's just silliness. I'm also thinking about running a fundraiser. I'm not sure about it for an immigrant rights organization, and if I can raise a certain amount of money, I'm going to have Zoe, the 16-year-old, cut my hair live on Facebook. We'll see though. I think I might do that. And it won't be like an extravagant amount. You know, maybe I'll try to raise $100 or something like that. If we beat it, that's great. And then Zoe will cut my hair live on the internet. Does the fish feel the knife? That's what she asked me. I did not know how I should respond. She asked me again, said, Daddy, did you hear me? And the answer that I gave would get it wrong. And most things seem kind of simple until you poke at them even just a little. Does a fish feel the knife? What happens when we die? Is it kind of like sleeping? She asked me this, and I was at a loss. Driving home from a wake early in the evening, I'd seen her staring at Jesus on the cross. And you can't say no one knows, not to a girl who's 4 years old. Does the fish feel the knife? You need a license to drive a car, to shoot a buck, to cut a man's hair. Anyone can have a kid. I send you home, good luck, take care. Does the fish feel the knife? Daddy, who's that man? Why's he always on the corner? Well, she asked me as we sat there at the light. A cardboard sign, spare a dime or a quarter. Man, there's so much in this world that just ain't right. We let folks slip through the cracks. No, I wasn't gonna tell that. But does the fish feel the knife? You need a license to drive a car, to shoot a buck, to cut a man's hair. Anyone can have a kid. Send you home, good luck, take care. Does a fish feel the knife? Does a fish feel the knife? Does a fish feel the knife? Does the fish feel the knife? Thank y'all so much for joining. And we'll see you next week. I note that I titled this live stream wrong, which is hilarious and so very me. This is not September 3rd. This is September 2nd. Enjoy the rest of your September 2nd. Wring every little bit of life and enjoyment and joy you can out of these next 11 hours, and then it'll be September 3rd, and we'll be good. Everybody take care. We'll see you soon. Next week, same time, same bat channel. All right. Take care. Bye.